Okay, good morning. We'll start with queries today. So, the today's session will cover how to create a query, and in this query, how to run a query, and how to save a query, how can you rename a query, and how we can connect different tables in a query, how to modify a query, and how to hide the fields in the query, and how can you add parameters in a query. You can sort the data, how we can sort it. This is what we can see in this session. So as we said before, you have the tables, forms, queries, reports. So you know this tables and forms. We can see the queries. So this is one of the building blocks of the Access. Can you hear me? Okay, fine. So what is a query? Query is a simple question you ask a table or another query. So you can ask some filtered data from existing table or from another query. So query can take the data from query or a table. So when you open a tab, you'll find the queries section, and then you have different options here. We'll go through these options there directly in the database. Okay, so you have the when you open the queries, like you have the tables, forms, and then you have queries. And again, the queries, you have query wizard, sorry, query design. And then you select, when you select the query design, it will show you the options. There are 4 options here: simple query wizard, cross table query wizard, duplicates, and unmatched query. So from there, you select from the table, it will give the tables, or you can select a table, and then the table has a lot of fields. So these fields can be selected. Then from the fields, you can make the query. This is what is the total summary, how a query is created. So we'll go to the database. So we have this database. For example, this database is the one we have created before. So in the database, in this section, this Access objects subsection, you see the tables here, you see the forms. So you can close to see close tables, forms, and you have macros here. So when you create queries, you will get here the query. You can see here now. So only you see here the tables, forms, queries. But when you create a query, the query will appear here. So to create a query, so go to here, create. Then you see here the queries. So you have the query wizard and query design. So these 2 options we can use to create it. Say if you take the query wizard or query design, both of them will guide you to create a query. So let us take query design. So if you take query design, just click it, and it opens up a new menu. So what is showing here? A pop-up menu, which is showing you the tables, queries, and both. So here the tables, so whatever the tables we have in the database, all the tables will show, like this one. So these are the tables already we created. So giving list, and also you see here is the name automatically created as query 1, and the menu you have already created is appearing here. So that has it's not active, but when you click there, you can go there. So the query 1 we are going to create, the name will be query 1. And then how do you create a query? You can choose the tables or queries. So we don't have the queries now. So far we have not created, so it will not find anything here. So we'll choose one of the query tables, and then from there we'll create whatever the filtering data we want to do. We can do it here. Okay, so suppose you say queries, there is no query here. So all empty because we don't have. So it say both. It will give both queries and table. So why we said the tables can start with the TBL, because if you have the same name and queries and tables, then you will not be able to differentiate. So if you have TBL, oh, okay, this is the table. That's why how you decide to which one you are selecting, table or query. Okay. Now let us take one of the tables. Okay, let us say where we have the data, employee details. Let us say employee details is the table we have created. I want to create a query. So say select that one, say add. So when you add, okay, you can add more than one table. That's why the pop-up has not gone. So what I do, I want to take only one table and create a query. So I close this pop-up. Now here you can expand the way you want. You can see it more. Okay, you have the scroll bar here. You can do whatever you want to do with this table. When you have more tables, then maybe you don't space is not sufficient. Also, this one you can minimize it, so you have the whole screen for you. Now you see this table employee details. So whatever you defined earlier, all fields will appear here. Okay. Now come to the bottom of the screen here. This is the where you will be putting the fields. So from here you take and bring it here. This is what we do in the query. So means we are selecting the fields what we want, and we will be putting a criteria. Also you see here, there is a field, and the field is coming from which table you have to mention here, and sorting order you can mention, and whether you want to show or not show. Means if you tick here, means show. If you don't tick here, means it will not show. And the criteria. What is the criteria you want to put? Or this also this criteria or this criteria. So these are the fields available for you to decide which field you want, how you want the data to be filtered. Okay. Now, if you go back to one, go here, so it will show you the main menu. You go here, it will show the query. And let us say, go to here, employee data, okay, on the menu. So how many records we have? We have 14 records, and you can see these records, what do we have, different data is there, okay. Now, same thing, if you go to a table, you have the employee data. Go to employee details. So what do you see here? You see all the data, okay. So why this number is coming random? Because we changed this one from, you go here, auto number, okay. Now you see the new values here. Do you see this one? New values. This one we made it as random. Because we selected random, that is giving a random number. It's not giving a serial number. So let us put back that one to incremental. Like last session we have seen. So this random, just to go to increment, okay. You can't change the random value number to a field increment number because we have already changed it. So it doesn't, the system is not allowing to change it. You cannot change it. Once you reverse it, you cannot reverse it. So you have to leave as it is, that one. So let us leave that one as it is. So we don't save also. Okay. So what I want to show here, you have the data, all the data. You have 14 data. This is all no filtering. You get all the data as it is, entire data. If you have 1,000 records, you will show 1,000 records. So now, what is the purpose of query? You want to get a specific data, whatever the criteria is set up. Okay. Now, these fields, you can bring one by one down here. How do you do it? Just take it, hold it, and drag down here. This is one option. Okay. When you drag down, it is automatically pulling from which table it is taking. So the table name, table employee details. You see the table employee details here. Also, another option, you put the icon here, put a drop down. It will give you the field name automatically. So this is a table name. This is the first field, second field. So for example, second field. Now come here. So it's automatically selecting. So why this table field is there? When you have multiple tables, you have to differentiate from which table this field is coming. That's why the table reference is here. Okay. Say employee number. So you go on selecting. This is one of the ways is to select from here. Okay, you can do like this, or you can drag from here. So you want to drag here, you can drag it in. Say I want to put a remarks, and also you can put all together one time. That will come to later. Say these are the fields I have. I take all the fields except the resume attachment. Okay. Say nationality. Okay. Now, if you it means whatever the fields are there, we all put into query. Now, go to design here, and you see here several icons here. There is icon view, run, okay, select, make table, append, update, crash tab. There are so many varieties here. So you will see most of them. This is delete, union, pass through, data definition. So this is a list of type of queries. This is what is written here, type of query, right? This is a type of query. It's clear so far? It's clear so far for you? Okay. So what do you do here? You go here, run. You say run. What it runs means performs the action specified in the query. So if we run, it gives all the data what we have. There is no filtering we have done. We didn't ask a question. We just put all the data there, and it gives the data. You go to again, like a form design, you go to design. It will go again to design. Now, say again run. If you run, it is temporary running, means it is still we didn't save it. So when you run, what you see here, all the data you see. For example, now let us fill this data in the table, all the fields with the nationality. Then we'll see what is the difference. Okay. Now I will again go to design, and I will try to save it. Okay. Now it will ask you what is the name you want to use for the file. Generally, to differentiate tables queries, so you can say QRY dash employee details. Let us say this is the name of the file, and save it. Okay. So now we close it. Let us go to employee details. So go to here, employee details, and we'll try to complete some data here so that we can use it for filtering. Say nationality. Okay. So let us say we give what are the nationalities we have. So balance fields, let us fill it. Okay. Let us fill the balance sheets, balance fields. Say also, if you select the first character, it will select the particular one if it doesn't repeat. You see here. So like we have filled all the nationalities. Now you see how many 14 we have 14 records. So out of 14 records, if you can ascend and descend from here, A to Z, Z to A. So you see how many UAE, how many Indian, how many Bangladeshi, like you have it. Say all UAE at one place, Bangladesh one. So it's ascending order. Okay. Now let us go. Now you can save it. Come to query. So where is the query? Now you expand this one. You will find here now. You see the query. So you now, before it was not there, the query is appearing here for you. Right? It's clear. So this one, what is the query you created, is appearing here. Okay. Now you need to open this one. How do you open? You can double click. It will give you all the data. You see all the data now. what was in the table, it is appearing all, because we have selected all the fields here. So go to design view. Now, for example, I want only Indians to be listed. I want Indian national employees to be listed. Suppose say this is a nationality field, right? This is the where we have set up the nationality, this one. So we'll put a criteria there, so where it has to filter the data for only for Indians. Okay, so there is a field here. So come down to let me take to here to the end, use the arrow key. See here. Now what you see here, there is a criteria field. And you see here, there is a show, means it is tick marked, means it will show. If you don't tick mark, we'll see that one, it will not show the data. So here I want to say Indian. This is what we said. See, when I type Indian, automatically it is putting you the within the inverted commas, right? So you can type if you want with inverted commas Indian and close the commas, or you just simply type Indian. It will automatically pick up this one. So what happens now to this query? So go here, run this query. See what you, okay, why this has come here, Indian. Okay, this data is not there. There is no data. It says new means this data is not entered. So why UAE is coming? Because we have set the default as UAE, right? We can go and remove that one. You see, all Indian is coming because we selected. Again, go back to design view and see what you have done. We have selected Indian here. Okay, so let me just go back and you say save and go back to the table which we created for employees, right? This one. So go to, can also design view, right mouse click, go to nationality here. So what we have done here, go to this is nationality. See, the default value is UAE. So I will remove the default value. Okay. Say okay. So now let us come to query. So here a query, double click. Now the one which is appearing UAE, it's not appearing here. It's clear. Is it clear now so far, or anything to be repeated? Do you need me to repeat this one, this session, this query again? Say go to design. Okay. Now this criteria section, this criteria, this section here. Let me remove this one again. Okay, I remove this one. So what it will show is all the data available in the table. So where is the query getting the data? The query is getting the data from this table. What table contains? You go and run the table. Employee details. See the table employee details, the name here. So double click, you have 14 records. These 14 records showing whatever we entered the data. You can ascend the data, descend the data. So there are several fields here. Say the nationality, employee code, say department also. Suppose say, let us say the departments will also fill the department. Say QC. So we have put a also here we have a lot of filters we have put, I guess. So we can go and remove these filters. Say go to department. Say, so what we have put here, input mask we put. So I will remove the input mask. Okay, so it is free to enter the data. Close. Okay, again I will come to, I want to see what is the data employee table available. Now I want to come to production. Say I want to assign some employees to production. I say Control C, Control V, Control V, and I want to say a few employees QC. Okay, QC, 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 say maintenance. Let us say this. Okay, so this is maintenance. So I fill all the data. So when you are actually entering the data, you have thousands of records. We have only few records for demonstration here. So let us say these two fields, we can play with the query. Okay. Now you have the data. Where you enter the data? In the table. The same data. This is another. Let me close this query. Okay. You save it. Say employee data. So all this data, what you can enter here also. Oh, as a new employee joins, what do? You go on entering here. So go to here. Okay, I deleted the data, it seems to me. Okay. So you can go to last data and you can enter the data. You can enter the new data. This is one way. Other one is table. Now we are going for the query. So let us say I want to filter the data. So go to query. This query I created. Now we have the 14 records. Say you have a lot of data here, for example, 10,000 records. So you want to filter only a particular nationality, say UAE. How you can set up code? So this is a query. Go to design. Okay. Now the field which we want is a nationality. So I want to only say UAE nationality. Okay. Just I move this one to see you where we are filling. See here the criteria, the field. You see the criteria field here. Okay. Say UAE. Also, when you try to enter, it gives something. This is the fields. We don't need to worry about that one. Now you see it is showing you UAE in inverted commas. Now you have all the other fields. Rest fields are there. Okay. Now to know the result, you simply click run. Here is a run here. So it shows what it is showing only UAE. This is you asked a question. I want employees of UAE nationality. Then it is answering you. These are the filtered one. Is it clear? Is it understood? Your voice is not coming. Can you just, I think there is a mic issue. I can't hear. You want to repeat what you said? Yeah, your voice is not audible clearly. It's a microphone, maybe. Your voice is not clear to me.
Hello.
Yes, now it's okay.
Sir, I want to see this nationality only. No need to see this all this employee name. That's like it's possible.
Yes. Yeah. Go to design. Okay. Now there are two options. One is that you untick this one. You need definitely you need an employee name, for example. Okay. Or say you untick this show. There is a show here, right? You can see the show.
Sir.
Okay. You just untick this one. You have the fields. There are two ways. This one way. So you want to see only nationality. Okay. Go and run now. Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. The other way is what? Say you tick them, no problem. It is showing all. Okay, it will show all. You run it, it will show all. Right? Now, while designing itself, say I will delete all of them. Okay, I'll just select all of them with the mouse, delete. Now I want only employee name. Another way, put it here, double click, it will go automatically. And then say I want nationality, double click. You select only two fields out of this. Then you run. It is giving all the 14 employees with the nationality, right? Now
yes, sir.
You want to put a filter. Okay, I want from, say, one more option I will show you, and you don't need to write everything. But now say UAE. Okay, so it comes to you. Now we run it. UAE. Clear?
Sir.
Okay. Now I want to add one more, and I forgot to add. So what I do now, I will add, double click. I want to add this one. Okay. Now one more option possible. Say you have Bangladesh. You have so many characters type. Suppose you have Bangladesh and say Britain. So you want to list all the people who are whose country name starting with M, B, for example. So what I can do, inverted commas, say B. Okay, and star, you say star. Star means any the character following this one can be any character, and close the bracket and see what happens. Say it says like B, so whatever the nationality starting with the B, it will give you the filter. Say run. So what is nationality? Bangladesh. So you have two people from Bangladesh. Something understood? So you don't need to type all characters. If you have, if you want, say people starting with the name A, like that. Say for example, what do you do? Like, even if you don't type like, it is automatically is giving. Like for example, I want from I India. So I type I only and star and close. Okay. See, all starting with India. Suppose Italy is there. Italy also will come. Suppose Indonesia is there, it will come Indonesia also. So starting with, you can decide, say IN, you want not IN, Indian. Okay. So if you say IN, it will give all, say you can go to run. See, it will give all N. For example, let us say, let us close, say this query, and let us go and go to the employee details. Okay. Now let us change nationality, add one more nationality. Let us say one of the Indians, we change it to Indonesia. Indonesia. Okay, let us say this one. So what will happen? Let us see. Go back, go to the query. So you go to query here, double click. It will show you the query. What is showing here? Indonesia also it's coming because I selected IN. But if I select IND up to IND, where is the common field? It will be give you. Understood? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, for example, you want the people whose salaries say more than 4,000 or 400, let us say 400. So salaries, they want to know employees who are more than 400. So in the criteria field, you have to use this criteria. See, the first field is filled, second is filled, third one is a sort, means you want to sort in ascending and descending. You can decide, suppose say you say ascending, okay? And then, or you can say salary ascending. Now criteria, what is the criteria? What question you want to ask? I want to know the employees whose salary is more than 400. Let us say. So what is symbol you use? E greater. What will happen? Let us see. So we have put only one criteria here. Okay. Run it. So you see the employees whose salary is more than 400 is appearing here. Now say you can go to design. You can put additional criteria as well. What is the additional criteria? Say I need only Indians. Okay. In IN, I say I star or no, Indian. I will say Indian. So I want Indians having more than 400 salary. Run. See, it's Indians with more than 400. Clear? And let us say, close this one, and we'll try to have some data, more data here. Say, so the people have joined. Where is the joining date? We have joining date here. So something blank is there. So we'll fill the blanks also. Say somebody joined in 2022. Okay. So let us say 1st January 2022. Say 1st May 2022. Say 1st April 2022. Say 1st February 2022. 1st July 2022. 1st September 2022. 1st September 2022. 1st October 2022. So we have filled all the months here. So let us close. Why we are doing this one is to check another criteria. So now we want to filter the data. Okay, go to queries, say design, view. Okay, close this one, minimize it. Now I want the people who joined before 2023, say before 31st December. 2023, 2022, for example. So then what do you say? Less than, okay, you can say 31st December 2022. Now it is putting two symbols. You see the what do you say symbol? The symbols it is putting two characters, numerical hash key. Yeah. So it is putting two hash keys to differentiate the end of the beginning end of the date. So less than means I need the people who joined, okay, before 31st 2022, and he should be Indian, and whose salary is 400. So we have three criteria here. Okay, now we try to run. See, there is only one employee who joined 31st before 31st. Okay, now let us go, and in the design view, I will change this one. Instead of less than, I will say after 31st. Okay, now run it. See, after 31st to 2 Indians. Now suppose say I do not want the nationality to be differentiated. So you remove the criteria nationality. Okay, now you see, you get all the nationalities. Now you want to remove the criteria of the salary. Say I want only the people who have joined after 31st. So what I do, just see, you get the people. And this is the criteria. Is it clear what is about query? This is a simple way of creating a query. Any step to be repeated?
Last step on one more, sir. This
Okay.
one.
Okay. Now say we'll do again. So let me remove this one. Okay. Again we'll do. Now you want to create a query. Why you want to create a query? You have plenty of data. When you have data, so you have 10,000 data. Now you want a specific data. If it is Excel, what do? You filter it, use a filter option. And then in this case, you don't need to filter option. The moment you click the data, you get the data. That is the difference. You don't go and filter the data. You don't apply a filter in case of query. Query automatically gives the data. Now, what the data? For example, this is the full data you have. You know, no criteria is set. Means no specific thing is not created. Okay. Now we'll see what is the benefit of it. Now you see all the nationalities. Okay. Now I take this default query and I Control C. Okay, and then I Control V. So let me minimize this one. Okay. Now you see, I say Control C. I select this query and say Control V. So it will ask query name, paste as. You can copy and paste the same query to duplicate this one. So I want to duplicate this one, but now say I have employee details of India. Okay, I'll show you why I'm doing this one. Say India. So I want by click of a button, I want all Indian nationals. Also, I will Control C. Say same thing. I will take it and I will Control V. So I will say I want. Okay, if the session ends, then we'll rejoin. Okay, this session has 2 more minutes. So this I need the employees of UAE only. Now I copied the original query into two different queries. So if I click this one, what is showing? All the nationalities. So now what I will do, I want to select only for Indian nationality. So I go on design view, and here I select here I select Indian. Okay, Indian. Now I close this one. Now I go and run this one. It gives only Indian. So I have a query only for Indian, and it gives you. It is not possible in Excel like this. So this here, it automatic filtering. Now I go here, go to the UAE one. I go on design view. Okay. Now here I will write here UAE. Okay. Now I close this one. I click this one. So I have UAE. So you have all the data. It's all the nationalities, but you want immediately in 1 second, you want a list. How do you get it? Okay, Indians. Just click this one. You get it. Okay. you have this one. Click this one, you get all UAE. Similarly, now you want to put a different criteria here itself. You go to design view, you can add, okay, who joined before, say, before 31st December 2022. So if you put this criteria, additional criteria, Indians who joined before 2022, and run the query, it gives you the Indians who joined. And then if you want to put another criteria, okay, I want to put a criteria of the salary. I want the people whose salary is more than, say, 1,000. Okay, greater than 1,000, you say. Suppose if you want to say greater than or equal to, means 1,000 are equal. So you say 1,000 are equal. These symbols are universal symbols. Run it. So you get to see these are the two people who are from India whose salary is more than 1,000. Is it clear?
Sir.
Okay, I think session is ending. Then we'll come back. I'll just send you the link again. So we'll continue with the query. Okay. Now, until it